UK court has ruled to end life support for a 12-year-old boy despite opposition from his parents and a last-minute intervention by the United Nations.
Ukrainian grain exports deal signed between Turkey, the UN, Russia, and Ukraine was a product of Ankara's diplomatic success, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has said.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has said there could be no winners in a nuclear war and no such war should ever be started. The Kremlin leader made the comment in a letter to participants of a conference on the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty (NPT), more than 5 months into Ukraine conflict.
Bulgarian President Rumen Radev has set October 2 as the date for the country's fourth parliamentary election in less than 2 years, after the collapse of reformist Prime Minister Kirill Petkov's coalition government in June.
India has confirmed its first monkeypox death, a young man in the southern state of Kerala, in what is only the fourth known fatality from the disease in the current outbreak. Last week, Spain reported 2 monkeypox-related deaths and Brazil its first. The death in India is also the first in Asia. The World Health Organization declared the outbreak a global health emergency on July 23. The 22-year-old Indian man died on Saturday, Kerala's revenue minister told reporters, adding that the government had isolated 21 people who had come in contact with him.
California's largest wildfire this year has claimed 2 lives after exploding in size over the weekend and forcing thousands to evacuate their homes. Firefighters in the state's north battled to gain control of the McKinney fire on Monday.
A U.S. strike group, headed by aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan, may possibly be approaching Taiwanese waters, the Chinese semi-official monitoring group South China Sea Strategic Situation Probing Initiative (SCSPI) reported on Monday. This comes during the Asian tour by the U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who made her first stop in Singapore earlier in the day. Media reports have earlier claimed that Pelosi could make an unannounced visit to the self-governed island of Taiwan as part of her tour. China had described the alleged plan as highly provocative and threatened the U.S. with unbearable consequences if she decides to visit the island. According to SCSPI, the strike group, consisting of the Ronald Reagan, 2 other Navy ships and carrier Air Wing 5, consisting of F/A-18 fighters, helicopters and a surveillance aircraft, may currently be located some 800 kilometers from Taiwan's southeastern shores. It bypassed the Luzon, the main island in the Philippines, and kept heading north towards Taiwan, the monitor group said.
China's Eastern Theater Command has issued a strong warning to the country's enemies amid ongoing tension over the potential visit of U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan. The officials released a video on Monday, as China marks the anniversary of its People's Liberation Army PLA. The video, featuring footage of various drills and military units, urges the soldiers to stand by in battle formation, be ready to fight upon command, bury all invading enemies. The threat was further amplified by Yi Kao, a hawkish, wolf warrior, Chinese diplomat, who posted the message on Twitter. The diplomat also reiterated the warning made last week by Beijing over Pelosi's rumored visit. FM warns US again not to send Speaker Pelosi to Taiwan. Playing with fire will sure set yourself on fire, the diplomat tweeted.
The U.S. economy shrank by an estimated 0.9% in the second quarter of this year, the second quarter in a row that saw a contraction, which is, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, the definition of a recession. In response to these worrying figures, the White House has sought to downplay fears by calling the decline no surprise, as the economy slows down in response to Federal Reserve interest rate hikes. But make no mistake, the economic situation in the U.S. is indeed worrying. That's because even if the recession in the country is artificially induced by the Fed, it is still a recession. And not only does that pose very real risks, but the solution sought by the Fed also looks incomplete and obsolete, at best. These are the lines written by Bradley Blankenship. He is an American journalist, columnist and political commentator. He has a syndicated column at CGTN and is a freelance reporter for international news agencies including Xinhua News Agency.
Kosovo's declaration of independence from Serbia in 2008 was illegal and can't be recognized by Spain, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said on Monday during a visit to Albania's capital, Tirana. As Sanchez met with Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama amid his tour of the Balkans, he stated that the unilateral declaration of independence, in the view of the Spanish government and with respect to the Albanian government, was a violation of international law, and therefore, unacceptable, to Madrid. The Spanish PM also told Rama that Madrid fully supports Albania's bid for European Union membership, citing the applicant's commitment and the reforms it has made. His comments come after tensions flared up over the weekend on the border between Serbia and its breakaway province, officially called the Autonomous Province of Kosovo and Metohija in the Serbian constitution, which received recognition by several Western powers in 2008. The government in Kosovo planned to ban the use of Serbian-issued license plates and ID papers starting from August 1, and was to use its police force to enforce the measure. Belgrade officials called it an attack on Kosovo's Serbian population as President Aleksandar Vučić accused Pristina of violating the rights of local Serbs.
Be aware with the world. APN Broadcast Service.